Hello, Doug Walker here from the Olson Hotel Condominium Association. And it's the first day of August 2022, and I want to give you a brief update on what's going on here. Let me give you a tour. I'm in the laundry room. You all recognize everything here? And now I'm going into this basement area, and you see all these poles and all this wood, all this work. The city required us to install this shoring before we start work on the elevator, before we start work on repairing the elevator shaft, and before we start work on all the concrete places that we need repairing here in the basement. So we think this was probably due to the Surfside tragedy. The city's coming back and making everybody be overly cautious. But this wasn't something that we budgeted from the beginning. It was quite a hit. We had to hire an architect, an engineer to draw the plans to put these up. And then we had to hire a company to install these poles, and we had the option to rent these poles monthly at a huge cost, or we could buy these poles and sell them at the end of the project. So that's what we decided to do. We actually own all of this stuff, and we have to sell it at the end of the project to a contractor. It should be quite easy. We did that once before. I'll tell you two other things the city is requiring us to do. Safety concerns. We have to get an asbestos test done here in the building. So we hired a company. It was roughly $2,500, and they came in and took some core samples from the basement area and from the elevator shaft area and from some places in the hall in the middle of the building. So they've taken those samples to a lab, and we're waiting to hear about those results. I don't even know what those results mean. And, either we have asbestos or we don't. Do we have too much? I don't know. But we're waiting on those test results right now. The last thing that the city's requiring is a life safety plan. So we have to hire a company to do a plan for if there's a disaster in the building, like a fire or something, so that everybody can get out, so that everybody knows how to get out of the building, the workers and the people living in the building. I can only equate that to those things you see in a hotel on the back of the door. It says, in case of emergency, do this. We're assuming it means something like that. It's quite expensive to do that. The first quote was $5,000. We got the second quote that was about double that. And we'll decide on that company in the next couple of days, because that would be the last thing we have left to do before the workers can actually start working on repairing the elevator and repairing the walls. That's what we think. We think we're in the home stretch of getting this permit pulled to do all this work. While I have your attention, can I show you something? We've got a leak on the first floor. Let me just show you. Walk with me. We're going up the steps. Here's one of the new cameras we put here, going up the steps, the first floor. Make sure everybody has one of these keys, please, your tenants and stuff. First floor. Now, check this out. You see this wet spot right here on the floor? This means there's a leaky pipe inside this wall. And that, unfortunately for you and I, that's the responsibility of the unit owner. We've contacted Urban last week. Urban was supposed to send somebody or take care of it, or at least contact the owner. I don't know if they have yet. So you see, this will happen. This happens from time to time. It's happened in my unit. It's happened in several units. So when you see this, that means there's a leak and water is wicking coming down the hall, and it could potentially, if it gets worse, go into your neighbor's unit. We have another leak. Let me show you. We're talking about leaks. Got more leaks than the White House. Let me show you this. Going into the lobby. And this is the bathrooms in the lobby. Right up here, there's a leak, and it's not like pouring down, but we think this is coming from the unit upstairs. Again, Urban was supposed to contact the owners and take care of that. So far, we haven't seen any action from that, but we'll keep you updated. I guess that's it for now. Hope you're all having a great summer. It's a hot one. Take care and brush your hair. Bye-bye.